Hello and welcome back to the Join Dota League Season 3 here on HeflaTV 2. This is going to be Game 2 of our Best of 2 series between First Departure and Insidious Idol. And as for your casters, once again you're going to have Grandis V and HeflaMoke.
Yeah, when I unmuted my microphone, I can even say something. Either way, amazing game one. Like, I was really surprised. Like, wow, what a fall from back. But this is C Dota. That's why we love it. Either way, game two, First Departure. They have to make it work this time, and I think it should start with the draft. I mean, we were already giving the bit better draft to Insidious Idol, even though, and that's the interesting part, the Chronosphere was not what decided this game. Like,
No.
we've been talking about Chronosphere here, Chronosphere there, and all the external damage, but in the end, it was not the Chronosphere who took out First Departure, not even close to it. That it was just one factor in all of this, but not the deciding one.
Yeah, in the end it was the move by First Departure to go for a split fight where they really couldn't. The Nature's Prophet was pushing out top, everybody got caught out in mid, and then everybody just died. It was a full team fight, even though not being a 5-on-5 engagement. Insidious Idol's distribution of heroes was just perfect in that last engagement. You can't ask for more. They were able to catch them in a very awkward situation, and it worked out for them. First Departure, they start off their draft with the Faceless Void, this time on their team, and, well, Mikasa's Faceless Void is definitely something to be feared, and I like the start of the draft a lot better, especially when you're dealing with a Brewmaster on the enemy team. You can still catch out those Brewlings, and it's a decent way to avoid that. The Razor on Insidious Idol, also a solid hero, and First Departure round out their first two picks with a Batrider.
Okay, that's interesting. I haven't seen a Batrider being picked in the second slot for a long time. Faceless Void, okay, but then again with the Faceless Void, Insidious Idol, they go along the meta and take whatever else is left in the very popular heroes, and it is of course Razor and Brewmaster. And very interesting is that the Naga in both games is just getting banned amongst the first ones, so they prioritize this over anything else, even though I haven't seen a very strong Naga in a long time, except for in some tier 1 teams where we had the Naga coming through, but I also seen tons of Naga actually losing their games. Tinker being banned out now in the second ban stage. And what else do we have of high value? I mean, support bans have to come out, but okay, Omni Knight. Sure, why not?
I would have loved to see the Omni Knight more than getting it banned. It's going to be very useful up against a Brewmaster having the constant BKB from Repel. And then also the physical damage from Razor, the Omni Knight ultimate is very disruptive for him. So, I don't know, I would have loved to see it, but sure, why not? Scarlet Mage, Shadow Shaman both still in the pool, and I'd expect them to take a little bit of the ban hate. But Earthshaker, going to be first one banned out, now Insidious Idol can pick which one they want on their team. I'm going to assume that they ban out the Shadow Shaman, pick up the Skywrath, or, I don't know, the other way around works just as well.
The funny part about this is that, like, the team that picks the Faceless Void is the team that should, if even, should be interested in banning out the Faceless Void. Like, because Faceless... what am I saying? The Omni Knight, I mean. Banning out the Omni Knight. Because the Omni Knight is actually a quite nice counter against the Faceless Void if you're not facing a lot of magical damage. Because the Guardian Angel, like the Faceless Void for the duration of the Chronosphere, you pretty much don't get that target down. If the Omni Knight finds some farm, like you might even have a global Guardian Angel with the Aghanim Scepter, and then wherever the Omni Knight is, you can just use that Guardian Angel whenever the Chrono pops up, like for a single pickup, for example, and that really helps. But the funny part is that Insidious Idol is banning something that I just don't understand. I really don't understand.
Well, even further they don't understand is that Insidious Idol, they leave the Skywrath Mage in the pool, but he's completely ignored by First Departure. It would have been wonderful for them, the silence against the Brewmaster as well as the synergy with the Mystic Flare. But instead, they go for a Shadow Demon, which honestly would fit better on Insidious Idol's lineup, defensively against the Batrider and Faceless Void. So, yeah. I don't know, very interesting second stage of this draft.
And also no counters to Batrider. I mean, Batrider is countered, for example, by Vengeful Spirit and the Disruptor, because Klims and the Swap both is so awesome against Batrider and Disruptor, as in, like, also countering the Faceless Void at the same time. The Klims is there very nice if he has a long time walk initiation, and even the Swap is quite nice for targets that get low in the Chronosphere. You just swap them out and sacrifice yourself, or not even sacrifice, because then later in the game, even a Vengeful Spirit is a very tanky target as such. So, but nothing is coming out of it. The problem is now for Insidious Idol, they're forced in a very awkward position because right now they have to see, like, do we get a Mirana, for example, because Shadow Demon is there on the pitch for first departure. Then again, if you don't pick Skyrive Mage right now, then first departure might get the Skyrive Mage or a Mirana. Like, it's actually, I like that kind of draft of first departure. It's weird, but it's putting the enemy in an awkward position because you have no idea what they are going for. Right now, this draft could go 3 ways. The ways I already said, like, it could go into a Mirana, it could go in a Skyrive Mage then plus another core pick right after, or we are completely wrong and this is just a rogue Shadow Demon that's coming out here, and then we have from there on a pretty normal draft incoming. That's, yeah, what we have to see in the next seconds. And yeah, into this idol, they say, hey guys, we're not gonna play this game. We just go for Enigma pick, and there's the Mirana. Okay.
Yeah. With the Mirana and Shadow Demon, they have a lot of potential to roam and put the screws to Insidious Idol, especially when you're going for something like an Enigma, and even more so when your other support is a Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman alone can't really do very much, as he just can't get in range for any of his spells, and there's nothing that's going to really remedy that fact in any of these lanes, with the exception being Brewmaster Drunken Haze, but even that is fairly lackluster, so...
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised by Insidious Idol draft. Like, the first draft was... How can I say this? Like, Insidious Idol has a way of drafting where they don't really answer what the enemy is drafting. All they're interested in is, like, getting their own draft through. So they have a plan, they know what they want, and they try to get it through by sometimes even strange bans, for example, maybe just to distract the enemy. But what I really dislike is the fact that they're just not answering what's coming out from first departure. I already talked about it. We have no counter to the Batrider at the moment, no counter to the Faceless Void. Like, they didn't interrupt that pick of Shadow Demon Mirana combination. So this is now, I don't know, first departure getting through their plan without having any crazy, I don't know, countermeasures on Insidious Idol. And it's a bit worrisome.
Yeah, and honestly, the game plan in Game 1 for Insidious Idol is a lot more straightforward than this one. This game plan for them is kind of, I don't know, questionable. They have a lot of good heroes in a vacuum, like Enigma, Shadow Shaman, Brewmaster, Razor. These are all heroes that would look very comfortable in most drafts, although when they're put together, it's just a conglomerate that doesn't mesh very well together. For their last pick, honestly, I would love to see a core Vengeful Spirit from them, although I'm not sure it would fit well enough. It would allow the Shadow Shaman to actually get kills on the Batrider or whoever is in the lane, as well as having that swap up against the Batrider is still going to be very useful. Although it's still pretty questionable. Let's see. Insidious Idol, what's their plan here?
Well, at the moment, like, they have still need for offlane, because that Enigma is gonna be jungle with the Shadow Shaman plus X, and Brewmaster Razor both could be candidates for the mid. And even for first departure, like, is this a Batrider mid, a roaming support duo, and a Faceless Void being the safe lane? Plus, both of them are gonna pick offlaner now. That is what I'm looking for, and we have quite nice offliners still, like, available. We have the Tidehunter, completely ignored in all of this. We have the Bristleback, who did quite a good job last game. So all of this is still an option, all of it. Even the Centaur. Is the Centaur banned? No, even the Centaur would be an option.
I would love to see the Centaur more on first departure than Insidious Idol, but it would honestly work in most of their lineup, or either of the teams. So yeah, Insidious Idol, they still have the option of throwing the Brewmaster towards the offlane, but he'd be very susceptible to being ganked, and they'll go for the Bristleback. It's still kind of questionable. I don't know, the Bristleback, he did well last game, but I'm not sure if it's warranting the pick here. It still is a good hero in a vacuum that doesn't synergize with the rest of the team.
Well, Bristleback, at least I was right about this one, but yeah, you're right. Like, when it comes to countering Chrono or Batrider, I just don't see it happening. If that Batrider is getting a BKB, he can pull out any target, and the crucial targets are obviously either Brewmaster or Enigma. And right now, if first departure does it right, they can take out -1 with the Lasso, -1 with the Chronosphere, and Queen of Pain equipped with the Orchid, for example, would also be nice shutdown against the Brewmaster, which means the Brewmaster has to be forced into a BKB as well, just like the Razor. And of course, the Shadow Demon Mirana combination might be very helpful just to get, of course, the advantage in the early game stages where the Disruption Arrow combination is gonna make a good job. So right now, I definitely favor first departure's draft, even though it's not as clear of an advantage as we had in game 1. Their Insidious idol was like way ahead in their draft, I think. This time, it's about who gets the better ultimates.
Yeah, it really is. The last pick, Queen of Pain, I think they would have liked to have the Invoker, but then again, Queen of Pain is going to offer a little bit of what the Invoker is going to be doing, especially inside the Chronosphere. That said, we're going to start off with a pause, which will give us time to introduce our players. And on the Radiant side, we are going to have Insidious Idol, currently 1-0 in the series, with Chibix handling the Enigma, Polus on the other support, Shadow Shaman, Chu going to be on Bristleback, Shagasaurus on the Razor, and Ysera on the Brewmaster.
Yep, and we have on the other side, we have Mr. Duffer on the Faceless Void, Lubby playing the Shadow Demon, Kai from Wraith King to Mirana, Mikasa from Furion to Batrider now, and of course KS playing the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, last game, the Storm Spirit from KS had a really shaky start. In this game, I would expect him to have a little bit of a better time in the laning phase. Shagasaurus would be annoying to lane up against, as would Ysera, but then again, Queen of Pain won't be shut down by any stretch of the imagination, either of those lanes. And, well, if she gets a good rune, maybe we'll see some killing potential, although the support rotations are going to be really where it's at. Keep your eyes on Lubby and Kai during the early portion of this game, as they're the ones that are going to want to make the things happen. We have Boots first on Lubby, looking for those disruptions into arrows, and they should be pretty easy to set up. Although the other heroes don't have much to offer in the way of killing potential, the Queen of Pain, the exception to the rule, but still, if they land the arrow, most of these heroes are going to die in the side of Insidious Idol.
Yep, absolutely. And let's see, maybe we have a clash here in the Radiant jungle right at the start, because we have a 4-man train as such coming. Or actually, no, yeah, it is a 4-man train, because one is staying in the mid, it's Mikasa, and oh, they're gonna meet the Bristleback here. But no slow, no nothing, it's coming out.
Currently just an awkward standoff as Dafa now running into the enemy team, and now it's time for them to run. As Dafa and company should be fine to get out of here. Shagasaurus is leading the charge and just quilling them down. Yeah, there's just not a great way to start these fights. Really, the only lockdown that they'd have available is Pulse on Shackles. Maybe they could set up with an Ysera Thunderclap, but other than that, it's just a posturing game.
Understand. Like, this made no sense for me. The Bristleback being in the front row, the one who's not having a slow unless he's going the first point into visual nasal goo, and also on the other side, we have the Queen of Pain in the front row, but she not skilling anything. But oh, there we have a disruption into an arrow on! Oh, Polo's on. He's so dead.
Bob, it is going to be Lubby that gets the last hit there, the Shadow Shaman. He didn't really get the memo. The rest of his team backed off. And, well, that's going to secure yourself 2 smokes onto Lubby, and the aggression isn't going to stop here. Shadow Demon, a pretty solid hero to get that first blood on, as it's going to fuel the aggression through the rest of this early game, and this is not where you want your Mirana and Shadow Demon to start off, just lining up a very early arrow, and now they can go wherever, and constantly get kills. If Ysera gets disrupted up, there's very little he can do. Same for the Bristleback up top. It's going to be their game, and let's see what Kai and Lubby are going to do with it.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see where this is going. I mean, I did not expect this first blood to come out, but I was right about one thing. This roaming combination, it's very potent, and they showed it once already. It was enough for first blood. Now they have to keep going, though. The Brewmaster till level 6, obviously a very vulnerable target, and maybe the Mirana is just going for a random arrow, but nope, doesn't seem like it. There's just Observer Ward coming out, and that's pretty much it. Like, Mikasa not ending up in the mid is also quite a surprise to me, to be honest. I actually thought we might see this coming, but nope, it's not happening. They gonna go, like, Bristleback versus Batrider. But I think the Bristleback, he's not gonna have a good time here.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't. Currently, it's not terrible for the Bristleback, and he won't be zoned out. Both of them are farming decently well. We can't really see the edge from the Batrider that much, and right now, both of them stacking up in the Quills as well as the Napalm are going to be forced to back off of each other. But the Batrider will clear up this creep wave with the flaming Firefly. Smoke down in bottom as they have fueled up in mana, Kai and Lubby, and potentially looking for a kill on this Razor, or maybe just on a Polosan. He's caught out inside the trees. Oh, that's not where you want to be standing. He's caught out in a very awkward corner. He'll shackle up Lubby, but now caught out by the arrow. They're going to eat through the trees, and Polosan's going to be bopped down by the Faceless Void. They might get Lubby. Defensive Disruption is going to keep him safe for now, although one more auto attacks all it's going to take, and Chu finds himself a kill, but now bashed by the Faceless Void. Chu's going to fall down. Shadow Shaman is going to be more than happy with giving up his life, or will they? The Time Walk's going to be awkwardly in the trees, and Dafa now caught out by the Shackles. They shouldn't be able to kill him, although he's going to take a lot of damage. Ooh, that Time Walk was questionable.
Yeah, the time walk. I mean, I think it didn't even pierce or anything. It didn't even touch the Razor. Like he wasn't slowed. But yeah, nice little juke by him eating through that tree line. It's, by the way, one of those like this eating through this line here. It's getting more and more popular. Like you see that more and more often, and like it's a sort of new juke. Like I mean, you're gonna see it every day, even in pubs and whatnot. But like in the past, I haven't seen this juke very often. Like there have been other positions, but this one is coming up lately.
Yeah, first departure, that last bit of aggression is still going to help them, although it's a 1-for-1 support trade, so it's not that great. 1-1-1 in your Shadow Demon. Currently, the Enigma hasn't been touched at all in this jungle. No wards were dropped in his camp, so Chipix is also going to be off to a pretty early start. Although if the Mirana and Shadow Demon poke their face into his jungle, he's currently very low, and even if he's not, as long as he doesn't have Eidolons to block the arrow, he's going to be in a bit of trouble, and it looks like Lubby and Kai are currently making their way either towards mid or towards that Enigma. I think they're going to set their sights onto this Brewmaster.
Yep, that might be it, but no. They're heading back because the Razor is very aggressive on the Void, and after all, they need to create the most space for the Void because he needs the farm. Batrider is doing well, as well as the Queen of Pain, so taking care of that Razor is, I think, the first goal for first departure here.
Currently, Lubby is pretty far back, and the Razor is, I don't know, going on a mission back to his base. He's going to block up these creeps to get the lane equilibrium a little bit more in his favor, I think. Although I'm not sure how much it's actually going to accomplish for Chu. At the very least, he's dodging a gank, whether he knew it or not. Enigma is going to bump into Lubby, or maybe not. He is going to turn around, and nothing's actually going to happen. The Queen of Pain taking a little bit fast from the Brewmaster, but despite the early first blood for Lubby as well as Kai, they haven't been able to do much after the fact. Although, just them being missing off the map is going to put some psychological pressure on Insidious Idol.
Yeah, alone the fact that, like, for Insidious Idol, the very awkward position is that you have permanently a Mirana and a Shadow Demon. Everybody knows how dangerous that is, but they have them permanently in their own jungle. There's no vision left anymore except for that one central observer ward, but besides that, they always know something could happen. They could go on the Razor, they could go in the mid, and that's of course bad for Insidious Idol. They always have to be aware of that, always have to look on their sides, make sure that nobody's standing there. But maybe now we see some sort of initiative here coming out in the mid. We have a Shadow Shaman with the invisibility rune, and that might be interesting, of course, on the Queen of Pain, unless she manages to get a nice little blink. The problem is that Enigma and Rasta, not the best gankers very early on. This is only Shackle and a stun, but Batrider.
Oh, Batrider caught out by the shackles. He's not taking a lot of damage as it's only the Enigma as well as Xiao Shun, but it's enough. With the Malefice, they need one more auto attack. It's going to come. Polasan is going to be tagged by the Poison Strike from KS, but he'll blink away to safety. So yeah, Invis Rune paying off for Insidious Idol. A much needed pickoff for them, tying up the kill score 2-2. Currently, their lanes are actually going pretty well as we have a disruption in mid looking for the arrow follow-up. It's not going to be there as Mirana's not even going to try for it. But yeah. Mid as well as top looking really good for Insidious Idol, and they also have that X factor of the Enigma. Despite the Razor not getting very much farm in bottom, he hasn't died and in fact has a kill under his belt. So Chu's also not looking too sad, and this early game looking a lot better for the Insidious Idol side than I thought it would.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they did the right thing. They're like, hey guys, you want to control our jungle? Oh, but top? Oh, that's a second sticky napalm stack, and he's following, riding on the fire. But yeah, with Enigma being there, oh no, the lasso pulling him back to the fire. Sticks, and this might be enough. 2 more right clicks he needs. Salve, maybe that makes a third one. No, he gets that kill. Now the question is, Enigma following up. Eidolons, be brave.
Nope. No. Yeah, very unfortunate. I think the Bristleback was turning and looking for one more quill stack, but he just wasn't able to find it. Mikasa wasn't stacked up that much, and Batrider going to find himself a nice kill, and going to put first departure back in a little bit of the driver's seat. His Faceless Void also farming very well in bottom and currently putting a little bit of pressure. This early laning phase is very back and forth, as was last game. The Flame Break onto Chibix. He's going to be bounced back, but Mikasa might have bitten off more than he can chew as he's going to drop down by the... yeah, there you go, the tower. Well, that was very awkward, but yeah. That is going to be Shagasaurus finding himself a kill. Probably not worth it for the Batrider. Just going a little too deep there onto the Enigma.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, I mean, it's a 1-1 trade. If the Bristleback wasn't present, I would have said, okay, he just got 2 kills and gave his life away with no one else getting the XP, but since the Bristleback was there, like, he got the nice XP off it. He's level 8 already, like, not even 7 minutes into the game, and that's, of course, bad news. But also bad news is that Razor. he's just not getting anything. He's level 4 with 12 CS, and the Void just took over that lane. That aggressive tri-lane, that permanent presence, it's just working out. The only thing that is really doing wonders for Insidious Idol is that Observer Ward, because it shows where those two roamers are. But unfortunately, this ward is not going to last forever. It's going to be out pretty much soon, and then they are completely blind. They have no idea where Shadow Shaman or Mirana is.
Well, they will have vision of Kai right now with this one on the high ground, which will give them a little bit of control over mid, but currently the Malphite, Eidolons, yeah, not a chance. His Bolson's not there for the Shackles, but Shadow Demon might not be so lucky. They don't have a Malphite to throw, but they do have a Black Hole, and they're going to commit it, pulling the Wildkins there as well. Lubby caught out in a very awkward situation. Defensive Disruption will keep him alive for just a split second here, as looking for the deny, not going to happen. The Shadow Shaman gets the last hit.
Yeah, I don't know what he did there. I really have no idea, because I thought after they stunned the Mirana, he was like, oh sure, stun on a Mirana, I can just run home and everything's gonna be fine, friends. But he was like sticking around, trying to like make some juke movements around the trees. I don't know, baiting out that they go for him. I mean, it was successful, but oh, talking about successful Chrono here on Shipix, and they get the revenge.
Yep, Mirana securing that with the arrow. Dafa doesn't have a time lock and will get a little bit of his damage stolen. He's going to be chased down by 2 for a little bit. But it shouldn't be killed. He's under his tower, yeah, way too deep. No other lockdown available. But for a little bit, Razor is going to be the king of this court down in bottom as he has 98 damage stolen. Still waiting on the Blink Dagger for the Batrider. It's coming pretty soon. 1600 gold pooled.
Yeah, I mean that Razor level 5 with a level 2 static link was not very impressive. Like that Faceless Void was like, hey yo, what do you want? Like, I mean, he attacked him like 4 or 5 times. 2 of them was even backtrack, but oh, I think top. We have another goal here on the Bristleback. That's already the 5th stack sticking in him, but he's really high HP. Batrider, he has to go back because 3 stacks Bristle. That's bad news. Flame Break doing more damage, 7th stack, but oh Mikasa, this is bad news. He actually gets that kill, but oh my god, he's caught in here. He's so done.
He is done so. There's your Ether Shot coming out, and Bolson finds himself a freebie, and actually killing spree for your Shadow Shaman after dying twice in the early portions of the game.
Where did that arrow go, by the way? Like, the arrow was cast, but apparently not hitting Polozone.
Oh, it landed on the Bristleback, I think. I'm not sure if there was a secondary arrow, but the first one hit the Bristleback.
Ah, the first one. No, because, like, I just tuned into that fight too much, like, really late, and then I didn't see the arrow coming. But oh, in the mid, they wanted to try to deny the tower, but no, not successful. So Enigma is getting it. I actually like the playstyle of the Enigma. Very aggressive from the beginning on. Like, he is not one of those Enigmas standing like ages in the jungle and then coming back when he is having like mech, soaring, dagger, BKB, and then he's joining the fight. No, he pretty much fought already on level 4 when they got the first kill on Mikasa. Then the Black Hole getting the second kill, and even now he's part of getting those towers. But oh, nice! He just denied the rune for the Quap. What a sneaky little Enigma.
Yep, the Enigma, despite not having, or won't be having the fastest mechanism, is still not farming too poorly either. If he hadn't died twice, he would have had it already, and it's still going to be a decent timing at the very least, especially since he has put a lot of pressure on these tier 1 towers early. Batrider picks up his Blink Dagger, and this is a pretty important one for Mikasa. He doesn't have a smoke available, but he is, I don't know, tunneling his way through the trees. He has the Firefly available, and if the Razor shows his face, he might be the target of this gank. Although I'm not sure who else Mikasa would hope to find. He's going to blink out of those trees and potentially look for somebody else. Deep ward.
Top.
Yep.
Look at top. Like, Freeman smoke gank with a Black Hole 10 seconds away, but they might find someone here. Kai is the wrong target. I need someone else, but at the moment they have only 2 very mobile targets. It's the Queen of Pain.
Let's see, will they be able to catch her out? They're looking for it. They're going to start with the Malefice. They don't throw the Black Hole just yet. They're not even going to need it as they chase her down. No shackles, no lockdown. With one blink, the Queen of Pain is just so squishy.
Yeah, it's also the blink. The problem is he has only 1 point in blink, which is only a 700 units range. Like, the level 4 is 1150, and you notice that difference. You definitely do. Either way, with those Eidolons, which, yeah, they're gonna replicate as well. That means we have 6 Eidolons now going for that tier 1 tower, as well as 3 heroes and a new creep wave, even with a siege creep. So this tier 1 tower is done before I even can list all the sources of damage on it. Either way, yep, they're done getting tier 1 tower after tier 1 tower. But there's one good news, of course, for first departure. the Faceless Void. Like, apart from that little black hole on the low Enigma.
Ooh, bad news for them. Mikasa up top's gonna get split upon, and now they throw the boulder and just gonna chase him down. He got a kill earlier on the Bristleback, but not gonna be so lucky as they jump in with Dota. They drop the Scream of Pain, or rather the ultimate for the Queen of Pain. They're gonna throw the Faceless Void up in the air, and Chegosaurus is still surviving. Drops his stick charges as well as the mechanism. He's going to be pretty healthier, as Mikasa's not so much. The courier is going to die. I'm not sure whose courier that was or where it was going. That is the Radiance courier that died. An arrow going to land nicely onto Sarah, but there's not enough follow-up for this one. He's just gonna stand there awkwardly. Now they jump in with the black hole. Black hole's going to miss. PGG Chibix. Oh my goodness, Chaos. He's going to be chased up towards top. They won't be able to find him inside the woods. As now Chibix awkwardly running around with the 2 stacks of sticky napalm. Now 3. He's probably going to be dropped down, or Willy. Arrow going to land under creep. One more auto attack is all that they need. Now Stegosaurus trying to chase down Mikasa. Willy drop. He does have 2 stacks of this quills, but it's not going to be enough as he fireflies over the trees. Now bashed by Dafa. Dafa's getting a lot of the quills, however. I'm not sure they can go for Stegosaurus. He's going to turn to Kai, get at least 1 kill. Run Ultimate's going to keep the Faceless Void safe as they're looking for him, but oh, Mikasa, this could just kill Dafa. Ugh, it's going to be close. He will get it, and he's going to survive on the backlines. Queen of Pain cleans it up. Double kill for Stegosaurus, though. You can't mess with the Bristleback. Ward's looking for Chaos. He's not going to find it. Ward's wasted. The ultimates coming out are just not doing anything from Insidious Idol. Chaos blinks away. Doesn't have mana for a TP, or doesn't have a TP, rather. Does have the mana. Yeah, so he's just going to be sitting over here till he gets over the side chop, or just walks back to base. So a little bit awkward for Chaos.
This fight was such a mess.
Yeah.
Like seriously, this fight was such a mess. Like, after all, First Departure still is coming slightly ahead of it, just for the reason that the Queen of Pain survived at the end, but still, Stegosaurus making a good play. Like, that he turns around and First Departure is not getting out of there, that was, I think, what saved Insidious Idol, but overall still, I mean, Queen of Pain survived the whole thing. Razor is farming, so it's kind of equal, but of course the courier. What was in that courier anyway? 1,850 drums, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure whose drums. Let's see. That was Isira's drums.
Panda. Yeah, it has to be. Like, he was the one, or that was the one what the courier was heading for. But oh, let's see here. Razor, Faceless Void, Chronosphere is there. But they might not even need it.
Oh, the arrow's going to miss, but they bash him down. Chipix is dead.
Yeah, who needs Chronospheres when you got the bashes? Easy.
Yep, they'll also claim up a couple of Eidolons, a little bit more gold on top of it. But yeah, with the Chronosphere still available, they can still play pretty aggressively First Departure. But currently in mid, Chaos is going to eat himself a clap and then blink away. Still working towards that Orchid. The Queen of Pain's farm is, it's not bad, but it's pretty lackluster.
That's bad news.
Yeah. He's got out inside the Chronosphere. They hex up Lubby, so the follow-up's not going to be there, but still bashed down. He's going to lose his life, and now Pulasan, caught between rock and a hard place, is going to eat the curse from the Shadow Demon. Bristleback is here going to be disrupted up. The Shackles go the way of Dafa, while he's still hexed up. Oh, that was very weird. Is now inside the corner. Stegosaurus might be able to find himself a kill on Lubby with 4 stacks up, but now they blink in with Mikasa. He's pretty low on the stacks, and now Stegosaurus, I don't think he's getting out of this one. Unless Lubby shows his face, he shouldn't get a kill either, as the Queen of Pain blinks in, triple kill for Dafa, and oh... Sarah, there's no detection. They don't know that he's there with the double rune. So
yeah, he just ate an arrow. He just ate an arrow when he had the invisibility rune. That would have been a nice engagement, but still, like Stegosaurus, he would have gone. Oh, he actually opens on Mikasa here. Of course, there's still a lasso, but oh, Panda Ultimate pushed him back before, but still, yeah, it should be enough to get at least 1 kill.
Yeah, there you go. Mikasa is going to vault the Sentry Ward down on the ground. They're probably not going to be able to chase anybody else down. Do they have detection over in this area? They don't. Dafa has a time lock. Going to go over towards his own Ancients, and he'll be fine. Yeah, Isira, they probably should have known that somebody was there, although they didn't know it was the Brewmaster, and they didn't know he had a double damage rune. Those crits were dishing.
Yep, they didn't really pay attention that this arrow just disappeared, but like to their defense, there were some creeps around. Maybe they thought one of the creeps were hit. I don't know, but they should have known that like an invisible target just ate that arrow. Either way, it's still a fight that goes for First Departure easily. The funny part is that Stegosaurus, like, he could have gotten a triple kill there, unless of course Mikasa joined the fight, and he did. Like, the fire damage and the sticky napalm, that's just poison to a Bristleback. But, like, the Marana and Shadow Demon, even the Void, like, alone, they can't do anything. They can't kill the Bristleback.
Yeah, the Bristleback, a literal thorn in their sides. The Stegosaurus, he's been able to get away with quite a bit in this game. 4-4 and 2. He's not without deaths, but he's just able to sit in the middle for so long as they're not able to focus him down very effectively without the Batrider available. Shadow Demon purchases himself a smoke. I'm not sure who that's actually going to go for, although they are going to have another Blink Lasso available right now for the Batrider, though Firefly is down for 30 seconds.
There's also one thing we haven't talked about yet. It is actually the fact that First Departure doesn't have a very good lineup for Roshan. I mean, we are at the 17th minute. If you remember, in game 1 into this idol at 17:30, they jumped Roshan the first time. And this time, like, it's, again, 17 minutes in, but I just don't see it happening. Again, Insidious Idol, they have a much better, like, setup for this. Oh, smoke. Where's the smoke? They're gonna see each other. Oh, what a black hole!
It's going to catch out 3 with the surfboards to follow up the clap on all of them. They drop everything and they just obliterate them. What a black hole.
What a beautiful black hole. You know, and that's what I've been talking about. I don't know if you how many tier 1, tier 2 games you've seen in the last some days, but even when I was casting, I was always so disappointed that like Enigmas are not going for blink dagger rushes anymore because they're mostly the mech carrier or anything like that. But this time, this is exactly why the hell blink dagger is so good. Like this 3-man black hole, it would have never been possible without a blink dagger.
Yep, just catching out in a really nasty choke point to fight up against an Enigma, and the Bristleback taking that mech burden off of the Enigma is also going to free him up to go for other items on top of it, potentially a BKB after the fact, although they'll still have the lasso and Chronosphere to cancel it, so maybe he'll shy away from that. Tier 1 tower does fall the way of Shagasaurus. Yeah, and now the Chronosphere, he's trying to fight up against him, but Doffa, not sure if he has enough damage. He's going to get a couple of bashes, he's facing the front. Now with the follow-up from the Bat Rider, they should be able to bring him down. Although Shagasaurus, yeah, he's going to fall. Zera's in the bound. Do they have detection on the ground? But the crit! Double damage rune obliterates him. No shackle, the range on that thing. They find themselves locked down on the Bat Rider, but no detection. My goodness! Oh, it's going to fall.
Oh Jesus, like, but this time it actually delivered the load, at least on the Panda if I'm not mistaken. Or did he actually get his item there? This was still a 1000 value in the courier, but of course I'm so slow when it's about courier kills.
Sarah, that double damage rune again, my goodness, that guaranteed crit with the double damage rune is broken. 450, just destroyed the Faceless Void. It is the Ochre Club still in the courier for Chibix, and the Blink Dagger was delivered to the Brewmaster, so it's not terrible, but man, that courier has just received a lot of hate this game.
It's a silver Roshling, so, but yeah, talking about Roshlings, oh, is there a finding here, the Shadow Demon, but, oh, disruption and just getting the hell out of there. Yep, easy one for him. So he was actually successful planning that ward, but wait, that ward already got dewatered, the Sentry ward spotted, it was just in range here. Either way, like, the Panda, of course, doing a good job. Then again, yeah, losing the courier all the time. This Roshling is getting so much hate. The other Rosh, the real Rosh, the big one, he's also getting some hate now by the Faceless Void. Detected or not detected, that's the good question, but they have a medallion, making it a lot easier, obviously.
Yeah, Medallion on Kai is going to make up for the fact that they don't have any other good heroes to go in as they jump in with the Bat Rider. Going to be Malphist up. He does get the Firefly down and 4-stepped away. By himself. He's going to be fine as the Faceless Void still working away at Roshan, and I don't think this is detected. Queen of Pain pushing out top and bottom really isn't in a suspiciously close to any of their towers, so I think they're going to get away with this without Insidious Idol knowing, mostly due to the fact that they don't have a great Rosh lineup, so it's not very suspicious.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exactly what I've been talking about. But with the medallion, it makes it a lot easier. That means also the Void can pretty much solo it, and yeah, he's gonna be the Aegis carrier. And what is that out of him? There is at the moment Orco Club coming up, so BKB, yeah, I guess it's a BKB. So the only thing that can stop him once he has Chrono up as well as the BKB before or after is pretty much the Enigma with the Black Hole. So the Panda with all his CC, he can't really do anything, like, if the BKB is coming up. But still, it's a far way to go. 1100 for the Mithril Hammer, and then even a bit more for the recipe.
Doffa in mid, they're gonna goo him up, and now 4-step forward, they're gonna be able to get the Hex, and now the follow-up Shackles. It looks like Doffa might lose his Aegis right here. He's gonna get the Chronosphere onto 4, but there's no follow-up for this one. He's focused down Paulson. Paulson is falling very low, but the Mechanism going to keep him alive, and he's gonna be shocked down. Faces Void, drops Aegis, and drops Chronosphere, and now he might be in a little bit of trouble. Will he be able to time lock away in safety? No, he won't. Hex from the Shadow Shaman yet again. He's gonna be brought down. Faceless Void just caught with his pants down.
Yeah, so in the end, this Roshan ends up nothing but like a little increase in pocket money, but that's it. That's pretty much it. Like, Aegis instantly lost. That is 30 seconds after Roshan. He's losing the Aegis for nothing.
Yeah, just a really bad spot for him to be caught out in, and Well, 15 and 15, our kill score is even, and the gold graphs are also remarkably close. 2008 lead for Insidious Idol. Even that Roshan is not going to make up for the fact that they just got a very high priority kill. Now experience almost completely zeroed out. We have an EKG graph on our hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's completely assistedly, like no life sign whatsoever. It's not going in any favor. 22 minutes, 15-15, and you already mentioned the crafts. Even that 2K on gold for Insidious Idol, it's something that can change immediately just with a bigger ancient stack, a kill, a tower, and this graph is going the other way around. So yeah, we were asking for a very close game, and we got it on our hands right here.
Yeah, Mikasa with a Mask of Madness, looking down towards bottom. He's just going to clear up these creeps very quickly, just running at the speed of light.
And let's see. I mean, the Queen of Pain, I kind of miss her, to be honest. Like, she didn't make big plays yet, unfortunately. Nope. Now, well, she's scouting with the illusions, but I think they want to go mid. Enigma having the play call, but no mana.
Let's see. They
Unless
do
soaring.
Yeah. They do have the Blink Orchid on the Queen of Pain, so maybe that's a way to start this fight. Faceless Void is also up, but with the Surfboards down and the Bristleback tanking this one up, they might be able to take this tier 2 if they don't jump in fast. And there's Mikasa. He's going to pull back Shagasaurus, and now in the meantime, Faceless Void goes for Kronos for solo on a Pulson, but with the mischance, he's not able to get him down. The arrow going to follow up on a Pulson. They are going to be able to get that kill, and Shagasaurus is still surviving, but not for long. That is going to be a tier 2 dower down in the favor of Insidious Idol, however, so still not that bad, as that's going to be all she wrote. Brewmaster Split was also spent for more or less nothing.
I guess, I mean, First Departure's plan here was not too bad. Like, picking up the Bristleback and using the Chronosphere for, like, just holding the rest of the team back. The only problem is that the wards were already up, and the Panda, really nice. First of all, he dodged the Chrono, because he plinked there in a tree pocket, and of course he gave the Drunken Haste to the Void, which means the Void was not able to solo that Shaman, which is of course bad news. If you can't solo a 800 HP Shadow Shaman support, then this is really bad news. So Faceless Void, his BKB is just becoming more and more, I don't know, an item you really want to have here, even only against Drunken Haze.
Yeah, I mean, that's all they really needs, because inside the Chronosphere is able to do nothing. We have the smoke down and bottom, 4 heroes. It looks like they might find themselves Polosan or Chibix with the Mask of Madness. They're going to look for the lasso, but it's not going to be there, not necessary. The Flame Break will secure that kill. The Malthus is going to hit Mikasa a couple of times, but Xiaoshim just gets the heck out of there. 4 staff down to the low ground, and he'll be fine. So smoke for a pickoff on the Enigma could have been worse. Could have been better. BKB is the choice for Enigma. Even though there's plenty of ways to cancel it through BKB, it's still a useful item.
Yeah, and what's also really surprising this game, by the way, is that like 24 minutes in that mid-tier 1 tower is still standing. And it's the funny part is that like First Departure, like usually as a team you want to have like on the dire side the 4 towers in mid and bottom down before you like go as a Radiant team for Roshan. That's like the optimal case. Obviously it's not happening very often, but like on a... Oh, actually, Batrider, I might have to interrupt what I'm saying because, yep, he finds the Razor. And the Razor, yeah, up on the pop hill, and there he shall burn.
Very slowly. No, he's not going to burn. Force Staff is going to keep him safe, so... Would have been nice
so
if
I can finish my thought, actually.
Yeah.
You know? But like this tier 1 tower, because it's a very nice TP platform for Insidious Idol at the moment to contest Roshan. I mean, the first Roshan went uncontested, but if they scout it out at some point later for Roshan number 2, then this tier 1 tower is the guarantee that you actually can buy back, TP in there, and within about 5 seconds you're back to the Rosh Pit fight, and that gives Insidious Idol a very nice position. But let's see. I mean, the first one went uncontested because First Departure did it very nice and sneakily, but let's see.
Yeah. Kai is going to complete up the mechanism for his team, so no longer is Insidious Idol going to have that advantage over them. As well as the makings of the BKB on the Faceless Void, getting pretty darn close, about 900 gold before he has that all the way done. KS
There's actually, look in our chat, there's a few who said like, oh damn it, did I just see a mom on the Batrider? And yes, you guys are seeing it right. Batrider has a mom, but Smoke Gang here around the Dire Ancients and lobby. Oh, you poor little bastard. Look at him, he's going down.
Yeah, as this Poor Shadow Demon. There's very little that you can do in that situation. The arrow is going to land on a Chibix, however, this could be maybe an opening, but it's not going to be so, as the Faceless Void and Batrider nowhere close. So KS and Kai on their own can't do anything about that. So it's just going to be casual arrow, good smoking from Insidious Idol, but I suppose it could have been worse for first departure. If somebody's going to get caught out, your support Shadow Demon that's back in 10 seconds anyway is probably the one you want to die. Yeah, Tier 2 Tower in bottom is going to take quite a bit of hate here as an arrow lands on Assyria as well, but the Shadow Shaman wards are down there, and they're not going to contest this. They're going to go for the trade up top instead, but Dota does not push as fast as these Serp wards by any stretch of the imagination. They can probably defend this pretty effectively.
Yep. Not even close in the tower push speed. I mean, they were hoping for one guy coming in, but it's a Bristleback, and even with Mikasa being around there, I don't think that's a good idea to go for it. So in the end, Insidious Idol just making a better trade. The only thing first departure is going to get is, of course, the 300 gold. But they still go for Shacosaurus here.
Ooh, I don't know if they can do this. They're going to bash him, but he has a Heaven's Halberd, and he can drop that onto Dafa, but no longer as they commit the Chronosphere. And now facing the front, they are going to be able to focus down Shagosaurus. So, I don't know, they get the kill on the Bristleback, but they commit everything for it. So I suppose it's worth it. It gets the BKB for the Faceless Void. At least for the next fight, he's going to have that available.
And this time they made it actually the right way around, because before that we had, say, the Faceless Void engaging with a Chronosphere instead of the Batrider coming in first. Now this time it was Lasso, then putting him in fire, the Chrono on top of it, and then for the entire Chrono duration you are burning, you're sitting on fire, and you're getting even more and more sticky napalm stacks while you're in the Chronosphere, plus the Faceless Void bashing you on, or in your face rather. Because, yeah, you can choose sides. That's the good thing when the Bristleback can't just turn his back to you. But, oh, look at this go on KS here.
They're going to find the follow-up area. It's going to land at Pulson, however, and Pulson might be the one that's going to drop. And now with the Scream of Pain, or rather Sonic Wave, for sure that's going to happen. So Shadow Shaman bit off a little.
TP?
What?
Who interrupted that TP? Did you see, like, this was communication issue for Insidious Idol, if you ask me. Like, he went there, forced to getting that hacks off the shackle, and there was a TP. I think it was it a Panda? Yeah, Panda has a TP cooldown. I don't know if it was him, but
I would assume
either way. But someone interrupted it for whatever reason, and the funny thing is that the Queen of Pain didn't even register that. Like, he was like, oh, I have to get out, He was probably already like casting that blink. They could have just killed the Rasta with a scream instead of investing that ultimate in it. But then again, it's just a 2-minute cooldown, a bit more than 2 minutes, so who cares? It's a kill.
Yep, well, and speaking of kills, they might find themselves one on Shagosaurus. He's pulled from here to Kingdom Come with the Mask of Madness activated, but no follow-up. Questable jump from Mikasa.
Yeah. What do you think about this Batrider build anyway? I mean, Mom, I definitely like it. It's nice movement speed, obviously. Putting him on I don't know, almost a 400 something, I think. But I'm not sure about...
I like the BKB first.
Yeah,
and it's going to become irrelevant in very short amount of time, as he's only about 1200 gold before he has that BKB. But I think the build, if you're going to go for this Mask of Madness, you get the BKB first to ensure that you're able to get the jump, because if you have the Mask of Madness, it doesn't matter how fast you're moving if you get locked down. And with an instant Hex Initiation, Malefice even, from the Enigma, it's going to be pretty hard for him to actually get it.
And look at it, Enigma is now starting with the Eidolons, so despite the fact that obviously Batrider is now clearing out all wards because he has Firefly plus a gem on him, like, he's really securing that Roshan is in the dark for Insidious Idol. But then again, Insidious Idol is like, hey guys, Roshan is about to come back, which is actually true in about 30 seconds, and, well... Do we see a contest, or do they say, like, okay, give them Roshan, we're gonna take a tier 2? At the moment, it doesn't even look like Roshan, it's just tier 2 for tier 2, with first departure being some steps ahead here.
Yeah, and with the Batrider in position, they might actually be able to contest there. I don't know, looks like they're just gonna give this one up and potentially just go down to the tier 3. This is another way that you can force them back. They are going to be forced away from this tier 2 tower, but not before they take it. This tier 2 tower, it's going to be glyphed, but last hit is going to be secured by the Brewmaster. Batrider looking for the jump. Oh, he might find himself in Enigma. Not going to find anybody, but the Flame Break is going to cancel the TP. No, just going to be... there you go. Oh, Lasso onto Chew. That's probably the worst target to Lasso, especially when you don't have any backup, is the static charge, or rather the return, is going to make sure that he walks no speed at all. They are going to look for the initiation back onto Chew. Mikasa is going to show his face with 224 damage stolen, but now, Faceless Void, he is going to get the Chronosphere onto Chew. The BKB is going to negate a little bit of that damage, but not enough, as now he's bashed into place. One more is all that they need. Will they be able to find it? Chew, 4-step forward, yeah, for sure.
Well, at least they get this one. It's a killing spree that's of course interrupted. That's nice little gold for the Faceless Void, and that being done, maybe it's time for Roshan. But there is a smoke gank at the moment. They might look for the Void, and if the Void is down, that's of course bad news again. He has a time walk, but only one. And there we go.
Ooh.
If he's stunned, that's bad news.
BKB forced out time walk. He's going to be able to get out to safety, although BKB forced out for very little commitment. The $100 or gold rather for the smoke, as well as the Malefice. That's
I think that was worth a black hole. Like seriously,
Yeah.
I think that was worth a black hole because right now they're not finding the black hole spots. When was that last black hole? Anyway, oh, we have Shagasaurus in mid here.
Ooh, yet again, they don't have any follow-up for this jump in from the Batrider, and Shagasaurus is doing a little bit more damage to Mikasa despite being kited around. Mikasa is still not in a very comfortable situation, and
He needs more movement speed. Like seriously, it's funny. Like I tried to talk with you about it before already, that if Mom is enough as in movement speed, but like if he had just a tiny bit more being on the max movement speed, then it would have been just amazing because he could have dragged him here in that little pocket between Secret Shop and the mid lane, and there he would have just burned to death unless there's someone coming around with a force turf. But this way, he's just not fast enough. He tried it twice now already.
Boots of Travel.
Working out. Yeah, Boots of Travel would do your trick with some more movement speed. It's faster than the Tranquils.
Yep, well, blink away from the Batrider. He's going to get tagged by a Drunken Haze, although he's going to be fine. Will run towards the trees and is actually potentially looking for a turn, although I think he's going to give up this pursuit, or at least posturing, but he's going to get hexed up and now caught out. He's going to die. Ugh, stuck around
Gem.
too long.
I don't know, if you see 3 people that are following you or like try to kill you, why would you go back if you're the gem carrier? I don't understand. That was very, very likely just going for his life. Shagasaurus getting the deny in the mid, and now, yeah, just forcing out the Queen of Pain. Like, this Bristleback is just too tanky at the moment. If he gets any, like, even more magic resistance as in the pipe, like this Bristleback, who's gonna kill him? Like seriously, who's gonna kill him except for a Chrono setup, plus whatever external damage, and of course Void hitting him directly on the nose. That's the only thing that can kill the Void at the Bristleback at the moment.
Yeah, and even the Void hitting him on the nose, if he has a pipe on top of what he has already, the Maelstrom as well as the time lock damage is going to be negated, or not negated, but minimized by the Bristleback, and still, it'll be pretty darn tanky. The Chronosphere is pretty much their only hope for bringing him down. We are going to have a Demon Edge now in the Faceless Void, so he's going to be hitting like a truck, especially once he has the complete Daedalus, but now bumping into Sarah, Invis Rune, he should know that he gets blocked. He is going to backtrack the Prit, and well, is there any follow-up now? Just blink away from the, Brewmaster, excuse me. The Dafa is going to be fine.
Yeah, they know there's still a Chronosphere. They didn't want to bait it out. They didn't want to risk it because they didn't know who is somewhere in the background who could blink in. And it wasn't even so far off that guess because Queen of Pain was already running towards that. Plus the Shadow Demon could have done something. I mean, after all, he still has that Shadow Poison level 4, negative Earn Charge, and Demonic Purge. That's quite some damage he can even dish out by now. But let's see. Roshan might be, of course, the next step. But for now, we have... Oh, Batrider looking for something.
Oh, he's gonna pull Pulson back with a vacuum back on the lasso. Not gonna pull him
Not
back
enough?
far enough. Yeah.
Just, again, not enough. Like, it's just not finding him at the moment.
Yeah, I need to pull him down to the low ground in order to get it. Yeah, it's... I don't know. Dota is a game of inches, and the inches just aren't there for the Batrider. Needs that extra little boost. It's not even that much. But yeah. Currently...
That's why I said before, like he really needs some more movement speed. Like your Scepter or let's say the Boots of Speed would have been the nice option, but at the moment, well, he fed away the gem and whatnot. So let's see, we have a 5-man train coming towards the 3 tower. Mikasa at the moment, like pushing out mid. That's one thing, but let's see. I think they commit.
I think so too. Let's see. Surfboard's down on the ground. They're going to drop the glyph to delay things for 5 seconds, but it's Insidious Idol that are, I don't know, just going whole hog into this push. KS is on the sidelines. He's looking for the Chronosphere. It's not going to catch out Chu, and he's man-fighting up against Dafa pretty effectively. BKB comes out. Will delay a lot of that damage. The Static Source just kind of sits there awkwardly. Dafa's BKB is going to wear off, and now Queen Pain, she does get the ultimate off, but they lose the Faceless Void, and that ultimate does very little. They pull back Chu very far into the enemy base, behind the fountain, in fact, or close to the fountain, rather. Brewmaster does get his split off, but it's going to be more or less wasted. But the Tier 3 tower is down, and the melee barracks probably soon to fall. Even if they lose more deaths, it doesn't actually matter. Mikasa being focused down. Shagasaurus does not have not care in the world. There's the black hole onto Chaos solo. It's still enough to bring down the Queen Pain. Buyback forced out. I'm not sure they can defend this, and they won't. Melee barracks are going to fall. BKB by Chivix, and now it's just a time to retreat. Will they be able to get more out of this? They need to pretty much get a full team wipe to make it worth it, and they're not going to be able to find it. They'll get their kill onto Shagasaurus, and that's all fine and good, but 3 heroes down for a melee barracks is perfectly acceptable for Insidious Idol.
Yeah, absolutely. Like 2 big buybacks on the course of first departure, getting that melee racks, and the only downside is of course that they get Roshan right now because 3 are down and they're not willing to give the buybacks. But still, Insidious Idol making the first step in the right direction here. Melee racks is down, that means bottom will have a lot more pressure. And yeah, this is bad news for first departure. They thought they can stop it even with committing all those buybacks, but it was maybe not the right decision.
Yeah, it's going to give an Aegis towards the Faceless Void, which is going to be nice and all. He's actually not going to go for the Daedalus. It's going to be an MKB for Dota, which is perfectly fine, especially up against the Drunken Haze. Just a pain for him to deal with. Even though Evasion's canceling the Chronosphere, Mischance is not, so Dafa's still going to have to deal with that, especially since his BKB is going to start wearing down pretty soon. We also have those boots of travel that we were talking about on the Batrider completed, so he now is operating at very fast amounts of speed when he does have the Mask of Madness popped. Tranquil Boots, despite being very close to the boots of travel in speed when they're not broken, they're going to be broken when he jumps in, and that's the issue that he's been running into. As if the Bristleback needed more tank, he's going to pick up a heart. Now working with 3000 HP, it's still going to be incredibly hard to bring down Shagasaurus.
Oh, but look at this. This Void, he will still die here. He has nothing left except for, maybe the Aegis, but even when he comes back, is there another stun, anything? No, Hex Shackle is there easily.
Yep, the arrow is going to land on the Wind Panda, but now Kai caught out. They do have detection. I think they have the gem on somebody. They jump forward and now find Mikasa. That's going to be 3 kills potentially. No, the BKB will keep the Batrider safe, but then
They're
again,
getting owned by their own gem at the moment. That's the funny part. They're getting owned by the gem Mikasa fed away. Like otherwise, this Moonlight Shadow would still help them perfectly, even though they had a gem on their own. And yeah, Isera actually that's his own gem. The other gem was banked in the fountain on the other side. Still, first departure with 2 down, one of them not having a buyback. Mirana actually also not having a buyback. Oh, actually no, she does. She does. But
without the Chronosphere, can they really do much? Tier 3 tower is going to die for sure. They do jump in with Mikasa and pull Isera back into the Tier 4 towers. They drop the Sonic Wave as well, and they'll get the kill onto the Bristleback, or rather Brewmaster, but that doesn't actually matter, as the melee barracks is still going to fall. It's fine to lose him, as long as you come away with the structures. Will they be able to kill everybody, because that's what they need to do. They'll farm up some Surf Wards, and that's all fine and dandy, but the range barracks is also going to fall suit. Still 16 seconds. It doesn't matter. They're going to lose 2 full sets of racks, as the range barracks down bottom is also in full breach. That's 2 full lanes. Insidious Idol, this game is a cakewalk from here on out. It's first departure that have the game of their life, or the turnaround. They need a miracle.
Yep, they need a miracle from now on. With the second Rex gone, it's just not looking good. I mean, Roshan is far away from being an option. They lost the Aegis immediately. They lost their buybacks after in that bottom fight, and I don't know, Mikasa might also lose his life here, or maybe with the BKB, but he doesn't know the rest is also joining the fray.
He needs to get out of there immediately, just TP back to base. So get the kill on the Shadow Show, now blink away. They actually didn't cancel it. Mikasa is going to get away with murder. I suppose that's a good way to start off, just getting pickoffs, but they need at least 20 of those in order to make it really worthwhile.
I wouldn't say 20, just
not
a
20.
Good Chronosphere fight.
Yeah,
but the problem is also I'm repeating myself here again, but the one who's really missing out in that game is the Queen of Pain. She is just not playing any crazy role here in this game.
It's kind of the problem we find with Queen Pain, but there's a decent Chronosphere onto 1. They're going to find another pickoff onto 2. But, yeah, well, he's without buyback for 60 seconds, so that's actually a proper opening that they might be able to find themselves a Tier 2 tower with. I don't know. We'll have to see. The courier was also awkwardly in that position, holding a completed Shivas for his Sarah that he's going to have. Shadow Demon is inbound, and now with the Shivas, he's going to pursue him. Lovey slowed down by the Shivas as well as the Drunken Haze. He won't commit for this one, and probably a wise choice, as the Faceless Void as well as the Queen of Pain were in there. And this is kind of the problem you see with Queen of Pain at this point of the game.
She can't do much, that's the problem. You saw it in the bottom fight already. She pumped her ultimate in a Panda ulti and 2 people having a BKB, so she pretty much did 0 damage. Oh, talking about damage, I think Shagasaurus is gonna get a lot. Yep, there we go.
Let's see, will his Bristleback passive be enough? They drop the ultimate on his back and he takes like nothing. He's going to use the halberd onto the face of this void, but slowly but surely, Stegosaurus is going to fall. Although he is pretty darn tanky, looking for the BKB. Chippix is not going to throw it. Stegosaurus is finally brought down, but now the BKB Black Hole onto Doffa as well as KS. They're going to drop the Panda Split for this one as well. They don't burst down the Queen of Pain. She's able to go up towards right, excuse me, 4 step away, time walk away, Doffa KS, blink away. Oh, just so much mobility on these heroes, but it looks like Doffa's going to lose his life here as he's brought down Malefice and one punch from the Fire Panda.
He had
Will
the
be
chrono.
enough.
I'm really surprised. He could have used that chrono just to escape and make it a 1-for-0 trade, but he decides to go down, and that is maybe the bad decision here. Because with him without buyback, not sure if they have enough push power and fast enough.
I think for sure, because if he dropped the Chronosphere and then survived, it would be the same cooldown that he'd be working with as he is now. Because, yeah, it would be 80 seconds. If he had buyback, maybe holding on to it is fine, and he does have buyback available now. He does tick up to enough gold, but then again, he's not going to have any items on top of it. I think you just drop it to get out of there.
Yeah, and, well, I think they might not even be fast enough. At the moment, it doesn't seem they want to go top. I really have the feeling they could push into forcing out a buyback on the Void, which would hurt immensely on the Void, but no, they're not going for it. So at the moment, just a tiny bit push here and there, that Void might still come back in time just by normally ticking down.
Yeah, he's going to be saved that amount of gold, and I don't know, we'll probably have to hold on to his buyback again, but I don't know, Insidious Idol, they're under very little pressure, despite their heroes not scaling incredibly well late, or at least not as well as a Faceless Void. You are working with First Departure lineup that is all in on that Faceless Void, and yeah, he needs to be able to 1v5 the entire enemy team. And with the items he has, he's not able to do that. He needs to be fully 6-slotted now, and even then, Stegosaurus...
And this might be the last fight we're looking at top.
Oh, it's going to start with the blink in from Mikasa up to the high ground. He's going to be gooed up by the Bristleback, but no further initiation. Yeah, very awkward. Denying that vision is nice as jumping for Chronosphere. It's a nice one onto 3 heroes. Where's the follow-up for it? There's just not there. Is on the backlines. There is going to be the Queen of Pain ultimate. They dropped down the Razor, which is very useful, but now the Black Hole onto 2. KS as well as Doffa holding into place. They don't have enough damage to get the kill onto Doffa immediately, but KS is going to fall, and now inside the bubble, they are going to find themselves Faceless Void that is going to be able to time walk up. He is going to be stunned on the other end of that, but now they drop down. Poor Lubby here is caught between too many Brewmaster minions, and now he's going to be crit down, clapped, and he will try to force staff, but double kill for Stegosaurus. Buyback from the Shadow Demon is on the backlines. They find themselves in Mikasa, and Mikasa looking mighty tasty. He'll be brought down. Buyback from the Batrider. This is the last stand from First Departure. Will they actually make it here, however? Stegosaurus is going to be disrupted up. I don't think they can actually kill him, but they do have a lasso to commit to him, and since the rest of his team is going to back off, this is perfectly acceptable to give up the Bristleback's life in order to get everybody out alive. The gem is on the deck over here that nobody's picked up, but it will be secured by Kai. High ground defended, but a very costly defense at that.
Yeah, it's again a costly defense. I mean, the tower still got quite some damage, not to mention, of course, like all the other creep wave just already starting to work on the tier 4 towers after they cleaned up all the small buildings there. So, if Insidious Idol... The funny thing is they committed quite a lot to this fight. I think they could have gone for slow siege, knowing that the other 2 lanes are pushing in, working on the tier 4 tower. So if they would have waited out a bit, stayed a bit back, and the Bristleback, for example, not going in there, they might have achieved more, getting a tier 3 tower, maybe a 1 tier 4 tower. But they jumped in the Bristleback, getting that pick off. Well, it's slowing them down still. Insidious Idol just yeah, in a much better position, because they can rinse and repeat that with 2 lanes pushing in. All they have to make sure is that they really don't get an awkward push in their base. If that's not the case, they can even slow siege this just with master open wards and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the beauty of having 2 lanes down in your favor. You have a little bit of leeway where you don't have to play perfectly, and even trades are completely fine as long as you're getting a little bit out of their base. And that tier 3 tower is going to be soon to fall, and once they have that tier 3 tower down, they can probably just commit to the high ground and take down the barracks without committing anything on top of it. They might lose some heroes, but then again, that's how they got the other 2 lanes, and it's completely fine as long as their lanes are in their favor, and with 2 lanes of full mega creeps down, it should be definitely in their favor. Roshan is going to be...
slow Roshan is still... I mean, there's 3 people working on it, but that Roshan is just so resilient at the moment. They're gonna get that Aegis plus a cheese, but by the time they're done with the Roshan, there might be even a new push, including, well, no Black Hole for 30 seconds, but the Refresher is, in the worst case scenario, still there, and they are the master up on wards. Let's see.
Ooh, this is a very awkward move by Dafa as he's forced to TP back. They do get a lasso back on Sarah, but he has a split available. He's going to be silenced up by the Orchid. Will he be able to get off? No. There is going to be Chronosphere on the back lines. Clips 2. Chu is being focused down. Chu is not going to die immediately, but now with the BKB popped, he is going to drop. Shagasaurus on the front line. Buyback from the Brewmaster, but no buyback available for the Razor. This team fight going very well for first departure. And now, well, they're going to lose their Queen of Pain, or potentially. She's going to pop the cheese BKB and run. She'll survive, although a fairly costly survival. Kai is going to be Maleficed up, and now forced to have to wait. But the Shackles will hold her in place. Kai is going to fall. They're going to jump in onto Polasan. They're looking for more. Dafa does not have Chronosphere to spend. Now the split going his way. Dafa bit off more than he could chew, and now caught in between too many heroes is going to lose his Aegis and potentially his next life on top of it. Instant Hex not available from the Shadow Shamans. It's still on cooldown, but Dafa is going to be stunned up by the boulder. They're not focused down enough as the black hole in the backlines is going to clip to Dafa, or as well as Lubby and Chaos are all going to be caught out. Dafa still surviving with the backlines, will be disrupted up, although one more cools is all that they need as Chaos is brought down in the front lines. They are going to lose. Oh no. Yeah, they are going to survive with the Queen of Pain just a little bit longer, but the last Maleficent tick is going to be enough. As now Lubby loses life, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Like, there's no buyback resources, nothing left, and with the buyback of Isera, him coming in there a second time, and even Chipix having a second black hole, like, no way. The funny thing is, he would have cast the second black hole if he had mana, but he didn't have it. So now GG called, and there's the second black hole. He's celebrating it, but they're not gonna get a kill. But yeah, it was a very close game, but as soon as that bottom fight happened, Insidious Idol, they just had the advantage and they used it. They never dropped it. In game 1, well, they played around with the advantage they had. In game 2, they made it a sure thing.
Yeah. I don't know. They were both very good games coming out from both of the teams, and I definitely think First Departure has it in them to take games off of Insidious Idol. Although, it's just the little things. The Queen of Pain was negligible throughout this game and wasn't able to actually become relevant. Her Orchid came out at 20 minutes, which is not a terrible timing, but then she wasn't able to do anything with it. Which is really the biggest problem for the Queen of Pain. So yeah, there you go. That's going to end up the series. 2-0 victory for Insidious Idol, and I think that's also going to wrap up the action here on HeflaTV too. But as for all the social media and whatnot, if you want to follow us here on HeflaTV and like the casting, you can do so on Twitter and Facebook at HeflaTV. And also, you can find the VODs uploaded to youtube.com/HeflaMoke if you want to share the games with your friends or watch them again for yourself. So thanks for watching. I've been Grandis V, and he's been HeflaMoke, and we're going to be signing out for now.
See ya.